the brave young sailor. I'll be right back. Last time on Let Me Tell You a Story, we shared the tale about two ship captains who had become very, very close friends. Now, the challenge began is when they found themselves on not only opposing ships, but opposing sides of the War of 1812. Well, today we're going to go on board one of those vessels. We're going to go on board the American frigate, which was known as the United States. If you remember, Decatur was the captain of that ship. Now, on Captain Decatur's ship was a young boy, Jack Creamer. Now, Jack was only 10 years of age. So, first of all, why would a 10-year-old be on board a vessel, a war vessel? Well, back in those days, navies would actually hire young boys such as Jack to work on the ship. They would be assistants to the captain and help out in any way they could. Now, the challenge for Jack is that he was not on the muster roll. Now, what did that mean? To be on the muster roll would be almost like being a member of the crew. And you would be eligible to any prize money that could be achieved by victorious battles. Well, as the battle was about ready to commence, the Macedonian, the British vessel had already been seen. It was no doubt that they were headed towards a big battle. Well, a fearful look came over poor Jack. Well, the grizzled old sailors around him misinterpreted that look. And they go, Jack, are you scared? Are you scared of the coming battle? And he goes, No, I'm not scared, but I do need to find the captain. So he went out to find Captain Decatur. Now, when he found the captain also saw that fearful look on his face. Jack, what's the problem, my boy? What's going on? Captain, can you put me on the muster roll? But why, Jack? But why? Sir, because when we are victorious and we take down the Macedonian, I want to be eligible for the prize money. Well, chuckled the old grizzled captain. Well, Jack, you're that confident that we're going to be victorious. Well, of course, sir. Well, in that case, consider yourself from this time forward to be on the muster roll. Well, Jack's job during the battle itself was to be a powder boy. Now, what did a powder boy do? Well, a powder boy would be assigned to one of the cannons, one of the big guns, and their job was to go to the powder magazine and to bring the powder cartridges from the magazine to the gun so it could continue to fire. And Jack took his job seriously. He would run back and forth. He'd run to the powder magazine. He'd gather up the cartridges. He'd put them up underneath his coat in order to protect them from any random spark that might ignite them. Then he'd run back to the cannon so that the cannon gunner could actually continue to fire. And that happened throughout the battle. When the smoke finally cleared and the United States was victorious, the captain found young Jack and he said, Jack, you were right, of course. We are victorious. And you are going to be eligible to the prize money. That is, if we can get that old hulk of a British ship back into port. Jack, what are you going to do with your $200 of prize money? Jack didn't hesitate. He said, Captain, sir, first of all, I'm going to send half of it to my mom. And then I'm going to use the second half to get me a little bit of schooling. Now think about it. Think about what Jack was going to do. He was going to take $100 and send it to his mom, and he was going to take the other $100, and remember that was quite a bit of money back in 1812. He's going to take the second half, and he was going to use it for personal development. Think about that. He was going to better himself with the second half. And so, we need to think about good old Jack. We need to be a little bit more like Jack. We first of all need to have goals. We have to have something set in plan. And then we have to have confidence in not only ourselves, but in the people around us in order to achieve those goals. And then we need to continue to develop ourselves, to use a bit of schooling, personal development as Jack would call it, a bit of schooling to help become more than we are today. As Dr. Robert Schuller used to say, trust in God, believe in yourself, and dare to dream. That's the way to do it. This is Mark Bowser. Thanks for listening.